Ivan, I'm so excited to have you here in this studio with me. I always remember that you have this fantastic communication skills and you have a really perfect English, even though you are not English native speaker.
Well, thank you.
Would you like to bring back to your little childhood backgrounds, how you started to develop, become a good communicator and your English skills, and how you aiming to become a talent that's gonna be working internationally besides from your background, Serbia?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me, man. It's always fun to see you. You are an awesome friend, bro. So about the English, well, the English was kind of an accident. For some reason, I was just small. I played those 8-bit NES games, and there was a bit of English there. And then I got hooked up on power metal. That's really strange because Serbia in the 90s you barely had anywhere to buy that stuff. But all of a sudden I had this friend from Austria, and he would come over for holidays, and he would bring a hi-fi system. And so that hi-fi system had a CD and tape sides. So we bootlegged the whole disc. We just recorded it on tape. So I used that for my Walkman, and he had a better thing. He had a Discman. So you would see children in the school grounds like, they were playing, they were kicking ball and stuff, and then you see me, just on the side blasting power metal, like this shit is fire, and that's how you start, putting together sentences, learning the words and stuff like that.
Did you go to schools or, take any lessons or
no,
just...
my friends did. I didn't. I just didn't have the money, It was a really rough childhood, so I didn't have the money, and I actually got into an argument with a school teacher because of that. Because so fourth grade, I would attend the school from first to fourth. I would attend elementary. I would attend the school in like the small place where I lived at, and then we go to the big city to go from fifth to eighth, grade. And so I was fifth grade, and the assignment was basically, let's talk about our pets. Like, do you have any pets? And I was like, yeah, I have 2 parrots. They're like this, like that. I feed them, I keep them, I like to play with them and stuff like that. And so the teacher's like, so in which school did you go? And I gave him the name of the school. I said, I'm from there. No, I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about English. I said, but teacher, I didn't go to the school for English. Like, I never. And he said, I know you're lying, but okay. Oh, that rubbed me wrong, man. That rubbed me really wrong. I was really pissed. And I saw him actually recently in my town, and I'm going to face him. I'm going to tell him that he was not right, that I was not lying. I saw that guy. He's old now.
And the thing is, you managed to have your communication or your expression through English without any formal training, right? That's how you just learn.
No, basically grammar. Yeah, like basically grammar, the assignments. I was fifth grade, so I don't know what's like this future and past and this yada yada. But when I see an example, what's the name of the game? I say, so let's say I need to add ing, and stuff like that. Like, this is easy. And then I just go, I blast away. Like, I would do like 4 assignments in a class. We would have the assignment. And so, it's dead silence. And so I was sitting, I had a friend, and then behind us 2 guys. So I would do all 4 assignments, and everybody would get like maximum 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually start a business with that?
No, I had other businesses in school, man.
Oh,
yeah.
What was it like?
I was good at ripping them off. Ripping them off. I just had dumb ideas. I actually made slingshots, and they were really lethal. When I noticed that the stone I fire from that slingshot breaks into pieces, and then I realized that not all children are the brightest, and I said, I can see some lost eyes in the future. And then I discontinued the production because somebody was going to trace that to me, and it's going to be dangerous. Then I made some funny glasses. Then there was this rage with this Simpsons money. It was kind of some Simpsons checks. It's like Monopoly money, basically a joke. But then I said, okay, so this is how much. Okay. And my uncle has a factory, and I know they have an office. So there you see me like a 10-year-old, and I go to the secretary and I say, I want 150 copies of this. And she's like, okay. What do you need it for? Private matters. I made copies. I cut them up. So they were not, they were in color, but it was not that quality. And I still sold that in school. And then in the 5th grade, I almost got into trouble.
You mentioned that you tried to also do the copy CDs and stuff. Right?
We just got to that part, brother. So in when I was 5th, 6th grade, I think. So I had this junkyard of that PCs, basically. I would just get the worst trash, like Pentium 2, Pentium 3. It was like barely like a gigahertz of, CPU power, single core, like 256 RAM.
256.
And I had a graveyard. But from that graveyard, I managed to pull something out. So I noticed I had a lot of DVD readers and I had a few writers. So I said, I opened up Nero, Burning ROM. And so there was this problem when you wanted to copy a disc that you buy, a DVD. And then I just blast that thing in, copy, no problems. Everything works. So I said to my friend, he had a printer. And that was, that was a luxury in that time, Yeah. Now you can buy a printer for $50 and that's it. And I said, dude, how about we make business? He's like, what? Well, you have internet connection. You can get the cover art for the boxes. I'll go ahead, do the
DVD copy.
Yeah, the math. I'll see how much is the box, the copy, the cartridges for the printer, the CDs. The burning, we don't even count that in. I have a lot of CD drive. And so in the end, we had a catalog of around 50 movies. And so we were producing that massively. And now you wouldn't think that a child, like 5th, 6th grade would be a mastermind of that kind of operation.
Yeah.
But I was. And so all of a sudden, we had this special class. And our teacher, she's an IT teacher, and she was just there, and she gave us this talk about piracy and just how piracy is dangerous, and that you can be threatened by a fine and you can go to prison.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was like, yeah, pack your shit, bro. Pack your shit, abort,
Yeah.
And so we just left that operation,
But it was quite interesting for me. Like, what's the motivation behind all this? Was it because you tried to get some spare money to spend, or is that because you just passionate in
spare money? I didn't even have the money I was supposed to have, like basically. So it was tough because my dad died when I was 8, and so I was this kid, but I'm just eating some junk that I can find. I'm buying some small things, and then I see guys eating burgers, and I'm like, I want a taste of that, man. And I was a fat kid, so I wanted a taste of that. So even after this operation failed, I started writing poetry because we discovered that I have a knack for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was in love with this one girl, so she was quite inspiring, and so we had a class of musical class. So, and he said, you go ahead, use your imagination, write a few, write some lyrics to a song about whatever you want. And so there are these guys, just girls and guys. Like, she made a song about her phone, how she loves it. He made a song, I don't know, about his bike. And there I am. I made this deep thing, man. This was deep thing, I'm telling you.
From 5th grade.
Yeah, about this girl. He's like, you just wrote that? I said, yeah. Can I see it, please? I really had a shitty handwriting, so you couldn't miss me. It's mine. He was like, yeah. Ivan, that's good. He said, how did you come up to this idea? Well, there's this girl I like. I like her a lot. And then all of a sudden we go to PE class, to run around and do stuff. And all of my friends are like, hey, bro, and they're calling me. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with them, because they're all ganged up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is either a fight or something, I'm like, I come there and he's like, hey, man, I got a girl. I like her. Could you make some of that shit you made on class? He said, you want something written? Yeah. well, it's gonna cost. And he's like, I really like her. Okay, it's just gonna really cost.
Okay.
Tell me how she looks. Tell me what she likes. Describe her or show her to me. And I'll just do my little private investigation. So that basically meant that I wouldn't like use my... I would basically stalk people, but like in what
in
way?
a good way.
Yeah, I was just, you know, they would go buy something and I would just be sitting there and just listening to what they say, you know, what they like or something like that. And then I would make this thing and he would just blast it off it in a little, you know, in
poetry
envelope.
Okay.
Yeah, or he would just send her an SMS. I mean, that's the best we had then.
Yeah, back in the days we were sending.
And you know,
messages.
I was doing business, and the business was fine. You know, they were really relying on me. But then sooner or later, you know, just girls noticed that every
This
guy.
all come from the same
Yeah,
guy.
no, they just noticed that guys are all of a sudden really poetic in the school. And so eventually they traced that back to me. But I got my money. I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt like, you know, it's quite funny because like we both had this kind of similar passion in art or movie or even like photography, videography.
Yeah.
And that's the reason like we were connected back in the days and we were always about content creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were starting your content creation also way earlier than,
Yeah,
than
2000
me, to be honest.
15, 16, I think.
Yeah, and then you were trying to go to art school for acting schools.
Yeah, I wanted to act. Yeah, that was a.
What was the story?
Well, I by mistake I ended up in theater again. Accidents in my life, man. So my brother thought I was an unsocial degenerate. So he just, you know, he really thought I was antisocial. No, dude, I'm just playing my games on my PC. And then when I hit up my friends, we go somewhere. Because you don't see them, that doesn't mean I don't have them. And no, he just decided you have to go, you have to go, you have to go. So you needed to prepare a poetry text to read it. You needed to prepare an imitation. You needed to do the text they give you. To act it, like you just have 5 seconds. You
Improvise,
look at it, yeah. You just have to act it out to just, you know, show them what you think that character is and how he is. And I had nothing. And I came there like, and I didn't want to go there because there was a lot of this, you know, kids full of themselves. And so most of them I didn't like because they were always like, you know, like, they're so full of themselves. I always hated that, you know?
Right.
Like, come on, walk on the ground. It's fun. You don't have to fly. And so basically there was 60, 70 of them.
Right.
And only 5 were to be received. Like,
accepted.
Yeah, accepted. 5. And so I went there and did my shtick and I came back home and I just came back to playing Titan Quest and eat food. I don't care. Phone rings and my sister was there and she was like, okay, and she was picking up. Yeah, Ivan, yeah, he lives here. Yeah. Okay, bye. And she just said, this dumbass, he has more luck in life than he has brains, you know. And I was accepted there. And honestly, theater was a big thing, man. It really protected me from a lot of bullshit in my life.
So that audition is like the first step to try to get into the acting school, or?
No, I didn't want it.
You didn't want it?
I didn't want it. I just ended up there. And then, oh my God, the first thing, like, I swear to God, I was so lazy. The first thing I saw was like, the worst part is that it's not like a main role. They really refrain from saying that in theater. Every role is, you know, even a role that's even 5 minutes on stage can make a bigger blast than a role that's there for like entire show.
Right.
But I really had the biggest role in which connotation. So I was there for the longest period of time. The whole thing was like 1 hour, 10-20 minutes. And I was not on the scene only 10 minutes.
Okay.
So basically I had to, yeah, that means I had to learn 72 goddamn pages of text, and we're talking A4, baby. And I just said, nope. They're gonna send me out. I'm not gonna do this. I swear to God, I'm not gonna do this. I don't want to remember all of this. And even today, I remember.
You just naturally have this talent, right?
No, I don't know. I just, I guess they just noticed me and they said I'm good. And they like the way I act. They teach me. It was fun.
What I found is like you always have this good characteristic. And I think that part of the character is whether it's really you or not, like you have planned to start your YouTube channel by having that character as well.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that? The early stage? Because you told me once it's because.
Yeah, because I left
you
theater.
don't. Yeah, and you don't want to be in the art school, no, acting school.
I couldn't.
You couldn't.
Well, look, Serbia is a small country.
Yeah.
And the guy who was doing with us that show, the first show I had in theater, he told us one ugly truth, and that is that, well, you're gonna end up in Belgrade, and maybe you get lucky to get accepted, and then you're accepted, you're there, you finish your school, and then you want to land a role. And then some guys come to you and they say what would be your favorite to them, so you land the role. There is a lot of blackmailing and you need a lot of connections and stuff, and they're dark stories, man. And so first that demoralized me, because I always believe that we should, like, I don't care about connections. I care only about good actors. Like, if I'm somebody who should be asked, I would just watch quality. I don't care who his dad is. I don't care. You're going to give me money. I don't care about that. I want to make a good show, not just bring some, pretty boy that doesn't know anything. I don't need that, And so that demoralized me completely. And then I just couldn't go to theater anymore because some things happened in my life. My sister got divorced. She was living with us with 2 kids. We needed money. And so I just decided we need to work. And then later on, when my life became quite gray, just work, you sleep, you go, and that's it, I said, like, maybe YouTube, you can play around with cameras.
Right.
And yeah.
So you started it just with your phones, right? And
yeah, with an S3, Galaxy S3 Neo. That was my first main camera.
And you were just trying to create this character about trolling grumpy all the time.
Yeah, an asshole, basically. I mean, everybody who's gonna watch this and a bit older, they know who Filthy Frank is. And the name of the game was there, that if you can either think he's fucking hilarious or you don't understand
the joke.
Yeah, and then you hate him completely. So he only had 2 types of people watching him, the haters or lovers. That's it. And I really loved Filthy Frank, so I decided we need a Balkan depiction of him, Like, we should make and that was fun playing him because it's a challenging thing. The bloody facial, I mean, I didn't try to make a 1-by-1 copy, but just even, to make this character, it was challenging, you have the voice, the facial expressions. You need to convince people that is one psychotic degenerate,
Right.
And I managed. It was fun.
And then you basically had the style, or you try to develop your Serbian version of this character.
Yeah.
And then you have some traction on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
How was it, like the progress of building that channel?
Well, it was like the first videos, 30, 40, 50 views, 30, 40, 50, 100, 150, 200, something like that. And then, the more videos you had, the more the people would come back to see the old ones. Well, let's just see the beginning of this shit show, And they would just go back and then watch your old videos and say, okay. And then so it would go. But yeah, it was fun. It was especially fun because I could draw my friends into this madness, We made a few videos with cooperation and it just needed people, And it was really fun because,
It's just like play the character, go there, do whatever stuff.
And the thing is, for like 70% of videos, no script.
No script.
I just had this thought in my head and I would just blast it all out into camera, and then I would try to compose it in video editing just to see, that is and this, just...
no script is very challenging. If you look at the Logan Paul style, those kind of YouTube video, they are mostly just like a bunch of people just go out there wild, they play their character. And the editor after that will have to figure out what part is funny.
He is in the hellhole.
Yeah. That was like, what the fuck you guys were doing?
Exactly. The shooting is the easiest part, man.
Yeah.
Shooting is the easiest part.
Shooting is always the easiest part.
Yeah.
So you started to edit your own video as well?
Yeah. Sony Vegas.
Sony Vegas.
Yeah. That was fun to learn and also stressful.
You didn't take any lessons, you just like Google it.
Yeah, you Google it.
Google it.
Yeah, option by option. First, I learned how to cut. Then I learned how to fade stuff.
Right.
Maybe a transition, but for my content, the sharp transition was everything. Like bam, 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 bam. You just have this perpetual explosion that just goes from beginning to an end. Yeah, hard cuts. But I then also learned how to crop, how to freeze, how to, adjust a bit, the color on the video, the compression method. So because I wanted this to look really good on YouTube, and I had a wish to buy a camera, but I never got to that point. I wanted to buy a pro camera.
Well, sometimes I feel like right now people could literally create good content by using the phone as well nowadays.
Phones today are awesome.
Yeah, but not back in the days.
Yeah, in my pocket, I have a phone that's capable of 8K at 24 FPS. It can do 4K at 60, 2K at 60. And also there is a pro video camera mode.
Right.
Like it only takes you a teaspoon of brains now to do that stuff. And they're much more, flexible when it comes to color, when it comes to everything. There's just not jittering, no stuttering. Everything just flows.
I feel like right now, the gear is not really the main bottleneck for a lot of creators.
Yeah, it's themselves.
It's the story and the mind.
Yeah.
So that's why they say it's not the camera, it's the brain behind the camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can have the best camera ever, but...
Yeah, you see those YouTube video, they have the pro using the really tiny camera, a funny one. And then you have like an amateur who are using like Hollywood standard camera.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, who tells better stories?
The content is the thing.
The content is the thing, right?
Yeah.
One of the things you also brought it up is like, this also reflects the human behavior of how we watch YouTube. It's like you start to watch something that's very interesting in the beginning, and then you will start to watch a bunch of it because the algorithm will try to push more of, if you like this person's content, then he'll try to create more sequence for you. So your strategy back in the days, you create this Roger show, and you started become like a series, and then when people get hooked, right?
Yeah, the basically stupidest episodes, like 10 reasons not to be a man, 10 reasons not to be a woman, I don't know, relationships, and I would just bring out the most stupid things people would argue about. Or
so being controversy is like one of the things getting hooked.
But something people can relate to,
right?
Something that happens to everybody, I don't know what else, teenagers or people who go to raves, or I don't know, there was a lot of drug jokes there. So I would just trash randomly whatever I get my hands on. It was fun, for people who understood the point. It was really awesome.
And later on you decided to switch your focus to streaming.
Well, I basically stopped with my videos, and then I was feeling sad. Like there was this small group of people, and I really felt sad, and I just said, come on, I'm just gonna put at least 2 videos a year, just to say hi. And so I did that. And then I ended up in Germany 2018, came back home. And so COVID strikes and you're closed. That's it.
Yeah.
So basically life became a boredom, because first 2 weeks it was fun, eating and drinking uncontrollably and playing games. It was really fun. But I live alone, and my friend has a house, so he should also spend some time at his own house. And my fan, who actually has like 200,000 times bigger channel than mine, he told me like, dude, why don't you stream? I said, why do I stream? I don't know, man. Fuck that. Because I cannot understand that format. I cannot watch streamers. I do not watch streamers. I like to spend my time on something that has a point, title, and purpose.
Right.
Streaming is just like hanging out, I guess. I think this is this new thing. Yeah. Hanging out with somebody in this digital world, It's
a vibe that they say, yeah.
And apparently, I wanted to test my CPU. I had an i7 1800X. And I said, okay, let's see how good this is at streaming. And I just booted up Far Cry 4 and I started streaming. I'm like, oh, there's people.
Oh, it's people.
What?
That's the first reaction, right?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? And then when I noticed they're there almost for 1 hour, I almost told them, like, shoo, like, go. Like, what the fuck are you doing here, And then it just got a momentum. I was playing random games, just spending my time with those people.
Mm-hmm.
And then this friend also convinced me to do horror games because, I'm really bad at them. I mean, I go through those games at record speed because of fear. I just want this nightmare to end this
fast.
Yeah. And it's really it did a number on me, man, dude. I was jumpy. Like, I would just hear like, I would be like that. I would just get jumpy, really. And they thought I was acting. One of my friends told me like, oh, it's easy for you. You get your donations, and all you do is like, hey. I said, really? Okay. Let's test your theory. You sit here. I'm gonna boot up a game and play it for 10 minutes. Fair? And I'll pay you. Each minute is €2. Play. And he was like, yeah, right. And he just puts up the headphones and he's in the menu and I can see him like, And then he enters the game and Jesus Christ, he got so scared. Because, this thing called binaural audio, that's what I noticed that's been promoted in many games, like THX back in the day.
Yeah.
So it really divides the audio angles. So if something is chasing you, you will hear it really clearly behind you.
From your back, yeah.
Yeah, and your headphones doesn't even have to be those 7.1 crazy surround ultra, It basically works on any headphones. And so when something is from this side or this angle, you really hear it well. And that's the scariest part, I swear to God. And so, and he just said, okay, man, I get you. I said, yeah, you see? And then they never asked me again if I'm acting or not. I'm really scared when it comes to movies, horror movies and games. I don't like it.
But you managed to build your content channel into
live streams and stuff.
Live streamings, and you have different platform streams, right? You stream in YouTube, and you also try Trovo.
Yeah, I was dual streaming.
Yeah,
I had a small community on Trovo and on YouTube, and they would usually not mix. But Trovo just offered far better image quality. It's more interactive. Like, I still consider Trovo to be far more interactive than YouTube. Mm-hmm. YouTube can only give you membership. And what else? Like membership, some emojis, and you can donate. Mm-hmm. And for me, I never want them to spend stuff on me, Right. I really didn't want them because many of those were high schoolers,
Yeah, the kids.
I really didn't want
money from their parents.
Yeah, I didn't really want to take that from them, man. And I told them, like, if you really insist to donate, like, 2, 3, 5 years, man, it's, don't just overdo it. It's okay. Because I got many presents for them. I got these beautiful portraits of me. Mm-hmm. I got some light bulbs for my car because they knew I love my car. Mm-hmm. One guy sent me brand new sneakers. Like, it was madness. Yeah. And just to feel that somebody loves you that much. Because I ask myself, to whom would I send fan mail? To whom, dude? I don't have someone that I praise that highly now. I was somebody's, hero, basically.
Yes.
And what I do, I come broken down from work. I just sit down, like, hey, what's up, motherfuckers? What's up? What's good? How your day going? Yeah, mine's shit. And I would just play games. That's it. But they found it hilarious. They really loved me.
It's just like your character help you to build the community that really like the style or the way you present it, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing people attach to.
Right.
Because at one point I had like 30, 35 people watching my horror streams, which was really good. Mm. That was really good. But then COVID stopped. People just wanted to go out more, kind of forget about you. Right. That's okay.
Yeah, understandable.
It's just logic. And so these guys were still here. And so I said, I'm going to stop playing these horror games. I just cannot handle this anymore. This is a hell. This is living hell. And so I went on to play normal games, like Daisy or, I don't know, some random games. or some creative games.
Basically, you're just there hanging out. It's not about the things you play, right?
Yeah. I would play World of Warcraft, and then they got hooked on. They didn't even know what's World of Warcraft. That's how young they were. I said, shame on you. You have a keyboard and a mouse in your home and you don't know what's World of Warcraft? Dude, it's the main drug. It's the shit. And so I helped them make the accounts and everything. And so they played Wrath of Lich King with me. And that called on for more hilarious stuff. Because I would... this is a really big game. It has a steep learning curve. It's massive. And so I was just getting pissed off all the time because they would get lost and I would have to chase this guy. I catch him. This guy got lost. This guy is somewhere. I'm like, shoot me. God, please shoot me with something, But that was also funny to them. Everybody remembered those times. And I would just send them in-game gold, like,
As I said, at the end of the day, regardless you are streaming or creating video, it's like you try to create a community that's authentic to you, right?
And I was really proud of them.
And they follow is because of you. It's not because of the game. It's not because of something that's just like bubble in the air.
I was really proud of them. I swear to God. There was such awesome people.
But all of your audiences are mostly Serbian or because
mostly
you told me
Serbian, yeah.
You told me once there was a guy actually when your time here at the Germany, and there's that guy they just call you and say, I'm gonna come by and then drop by.
He lives in Ulm and I was in Reutlingen, and so I made a post on Instagram or something and he follows me and he said, wait, you're in Reutlingen? I said, yeah. Dude, can I ask you a question? You're sure? Can we meet? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's really okay. I said, dude, it's okay. It's all fine. Oh man, cool. I'm going to get my car. Just be there. Okay. I said, no problems. And he traveled 60, 70 kilometers to drop by to see me. That happened just a few weeks ago.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. He was my viewer from Germany, but he's, Serbian.
That's insane.
Yeah. He just said, I got to see you, man. And it was fun. We were just talking about the games I played and stuff we did.
So I think for a lot of people, they cannot understand that kind of dedications, right? So I think that this attachment, our minds, attachment between the creators and the audiences, it's hard to describe, and only built by time.
It's a new type of intimacy.
Yeah, it's a new relationship.
Yeah, because
imagine who the fuck calls you and say, hey, dude, can we meet?
He was really shy to ask me, would it be okay if we could meet?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. And back in the days, you wouldn't have this kind of possibilities, right? And now,
never imagined would happen.
The more you start to put content out there and then try to tell people and try to establish yourself, what it stands for and what you want to build, you attract similar people, which is fantastic journey.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But anyway, so you are now in Germany.
Yeah.
What brings you here?
Working money. Sadly, yeah. I mean, you just, I've been here and I came back to Serbia multiple times.
Yeah, this is not the first time we met in Germany.
And I would come back for the same reason and then come back here for the same reason. In Serbia, I got friends, I got people, I got my home there, got my family, cousins and nephews and everything. But it's really tough there to live. If you're not in a big city, you're really condemned to a tough life, Especially now I'm not trying to make this any political, but the pricing are just skyrocketing and you're still having the same salaries, and it's just the game is always set that you are always in minus at least 50 to 100 euros. The game just goes against you. It's rigged, It's rigged. It's basically rigged against you, And so if you don't live in any of the big cities, and big cities can be really a living hell and pain in the ass, because the infrastructure is generally bad. It's not unsafe, but it's like that. I hate that. I like my big house. I like to blast music on full. And if I want to walk naked through my home, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. That's my home. That's my freedom. I can make barbecue any day. I can invite thousands of friends here. I don't care. I love that freedom that I have. But sadly, you're just pushed to go into a bigger city, especially if you have any IT knowledge or anything, and that just sucks. And in order, to have a family, you need to have a car, your family, you need a lot of money.
It's not even like a lot of money, it's just like basic standard.
Yeah, basic. You're trying to achieve the positive zero, as we call it.
Yeah.
And you still cannot, Like, let's just put this example. You're gonna have a child, and of course your wife would need to spend some time with the child until it's grown a bit, regularly. And then everything falls on you financially, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's just the nature of the task. Of course, she would like to do something as well and get some money, but unfortunately, children are more bound for their mother, because they give birth to them, right? So that's the thing, when you think about that, then you just say, I need to go somewhere, pile up money to start my own business, and then maybe. And here I am, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, I don't even know, man.
And you are here because you were told that you can get a proper job here for...
Yeah, I was told, Jarvis. I was only told.
What happened?
Yeah, well, they scammed us. They scammed us completely. I don't even think we can do anything about it, but they own people between 3,000 and 6,000, 7,000 euros. It's a big thing. And
in Germany.
Yeah, and I think they found some loophole, something in the law, This was orchestrated well before it was put in motion, So they rigged the game only in their odds. So basically people didn't have money to eat or stuff like that, really critical. Many just went home defeated, after 2-3 months of work and stuff like that. And so I was defeated as well. And I just said, you know what? It's better that you owe me 3,000 than that you owe me 6 or 7, because then my nerves just might give up and somebody's
it doesn't make sense. You're going to keep working for them for
I'm
free,
just going to end up in an orange jumpsuit, That's not good.
Jumpsuit.
That's not good.
That's American prison, though. I don't know about the German one, but
stripes, jumpsuits, it's the same. The reason behind the acts that would put me there, that matters. And I don't want to let myself get that frustrated, but it was really a bad experience. I wasted 5 months of my life, man. That's the only thing I regret. 5 months.
Because before I heard you say you got a news that you probably were gonna come to Germany for that, and you were very excited.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they just come, everybody's working, everything is going fine. The groups got together really well, and they're improving every day, progressively, which was really good. People just wanted that all to be better and better. They were really eager to work, Mm-hmm. And then they just say, well, you know what? We're fucked, and we owe 900,000 euros. I'm like, oh, really? So what about I don't know.
What about salary?
Oof. I just said, okay, just spare me the sad story, bro. Just leave it there. Dig a hole, put it there, and I just go home. Because...
So now you're on another new journeys, right?
Yeah. I might end up in Stuttgart, hopefully, if everything is right, because they want to take us for the same work we've done.
Mm-hmm. You establish the reputation.
Company heard that this company is falling apart. So why wouldn't you salvage some good workers? I mean,
Find a better place, yeah. But I do feel like you have such a business minded and also content creation talented.
Yeah.
I feel like you should keep grinding with this direction somehow, right? Since you know how to create content, you know how to film.
That's good.
You know how to do this.
Sure. But that doesn't pay the bills when it starts, right?
Yes.
So
that's the tricky part.
Yeah, I would need some financial stability and then start to do content. I mean, even now I would stream games because it just relaxes me. After 2 years when I stopped streaming, oh my God. Every time my head would do this. I would look on the second screen for the comments. I would be like, where the hell is the people? It becomes such a powerful habit.
Yeah.
It's a big habit.
It's like a reflex for us as well. Like when we look at when we're creating something, we naturally will try to look at the camera directly.
Yeah.
Normally people just don't have this. They'll be like, oh, I should watch people in the eyes. But like when you are so comfortable sitting in front of the camera for a long time,
well, I'm really comfortable,
and then you are just gonna be like staring at the lenses.
Yeah,
like it's like a real person.
I have no shame from the camera.
Yes,
I've done so much stupid things in my channel.
Think what could happen? You just delete it, right?
Yeah, you can just No, I never deleted it. Yeah, I put it there. It's my YouTube channel is my wall of shame.
Yeah. For me, I do think you have a lot of possibilities to re-establish your channels or maybe just start a new one. What do you think those kind of the time when you were creating those content, any lessons that you felt you would take it and re-implement it again if you want to start all over again? Like,
of course I learned my lessons. Yeah. First thing would be every 2 days maximum would be an upload. Yeah, I need to learn to improve my thumbnails. That's the first bait they have to.
That's the first bait they have to take.
That's what they have to bite on. Even if you have the best story, the best video,
right?
If thumbnail is shit, that's it. Because you need to, it's like marketing. You need to show them that this is the video they want to watch. So yeah, that's the one thing I didn't do. I was good with my camera. Maybe the sound could have been done better, but that's normally because of the phone.
Like, I believe back in the days, we don't even have this kind of pressure. But since Mr. Beast...
it was easier to be a content creator, like 2016.
Yeah, before it was like, you just put up whatever things you recorded.
People were hungry for everything. People wanted to see everything.
They want to see what's life for other people's, right?
Yeah, anything. And now it's too much fish in the sea.
It's a grind, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of low quality people. Low quality content.
But still, there's a lot of pro as well. You can see there are a lot of pro people who are...
Yeah, absolutely. But before, I'm just making this comparison. I wanted to see every fucking video on YouTube. I wanted to see everything.
Yeah.
Because that was such a massive era we jumped in.
Right.
This fast internet, everything is in 1080p. You can watch it. You can watch live streams. And there's so much videos about so many things. I was like, I want all of this knowledge, I was like, yeah, bring it on.
We're the millennials that passed through that digitalization era. Like before 2000, it was complete garbage. There doesn't exist the internet connection, right?
Yeah, it wasn't so alive.
Yeah, and now it's like everything you are being recommended and see is pushed by the algorithm.
Yeah,
and me, that like short attention span is like decreasing, which is like goldfish from 7 seconds to 5 seconds to 3 seconds. I think like maybe in the future, if we want to be successful on content creator, we probably have to create 1 second video.
A split second
video. Split second, like 1 second not funny, 1 second not funny. It's just like a photo. It's like one frame.
Yeah, that started off with Vine.
Yeah, Vine was 7 seconds, right?
6.
Oh yeah, 6 seconds.
You had 6 seconds to make a story.
Yeah,
but that was more like a challenge.
It was
more like a challenge. How much can you compress into these 6 seconds and make a story?
I know.
And now it became the industry standard.
Yeah, it becomes the standard.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't hook people in the first 6 seconds. Nobody's gonna watch it.
Yeah. And on Vine it was easy. They don't even have to hook up. It's just 6 seconds.
Yeah.
There goes the story.
So that was like, they say, the golden era of like great storyteller. Because a great storyteller, they will hook people immediately within the first seconds.
Yeah.
And now, like, that's the reason, like, a lot of the content creators nowadays, they should stop doing their intro. Like, with all this beautiful flying around with your logo, and just nobody really cares. Kind of.
Right, just straight to the story.
Yeah. They just like straight up to what's the point, what do you want to see, or otherwise people just like get to the point.
Yeah, because I don't have time for this. Okay,
look at me. I mean, personally, I watch YouTube sometimes in 1.5 speed. It's just like,
I noticed that actually.
You noticed that?
It freaked me out.
What do you mean?
I was like, why the fuck every video Jarvis listens to is like so fast? Where does he find these people? Complete brain fart. And then I'm like, oh, he's listening at 1.5. Yeah.
Because like sometimes you are being hooked by, or take the bait.
And sometimes you just want to hear the point. Yeah.
It's just like, I'm looking for this specific information, right? And then it just started dragging all about this, like da 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 da. If I want to have deep conversation, I go to podcasts.
Yeah.
But on YouTube or on Reels or
I
whatsoever,
want a fast solution if I have a problem.
I want to find the stuff. Or even just like if you want candy, you want to have something that's fun. Not like a drag 2 hours foreplay.
Stretch it,
and to get to the things that I wanted, right?
Yeah.
You are always being very unlucky by the decision you have chosen. And not because of you chose it wrong, but just because the fact that the outcome is not what you expected.
Man, what can I say, man?
You know, all this negativity. I remember you were also in this freelance company.
For the freelance platform.
All about the freelance platform, doing the customer support.
Yeah.
You definitely practice all your negativity handling skills there.
Oh my God. There, I think I had the best anger management in my whole life. Because imagine you're a customer support agent, you're there. The only good thing was you're writing emails, okay?
Right.
And so that's the best part of it, you know. So people will swear at you, they will call you the worst things, man, because everybody come to you as a last resort.
Right.
Because I tried all of the fucking instructions, I gave up, I'm gonna break this PC. Oh wait. And then they take it out on you. And so you just basically need to have this thing in your head just not to see it, you know?
Not to take it personally.
You don't see it. You don't notice it. You just don't.
Uh-huh.
I had an issue when people were specifically rude, like really, really rude to customer support agents, because I knew there was a lot of softies working, my female colleagues and stuff like that. And I know this would hurt them. What they wrote, you know, they really wrote bad stuff, man. That was some, Serbian grade cursing. I'm not joking. And so I said, okay. And I just asked them, please, there is no need for this. I'm getting into the mood. Don't fuck around because I can do shit. And no, they wouldn't stop being rude, And so I just slap a warning on his account. Rude behavior towards the staff. You should see them now. Oh, I apologize. It was a bad day. Oh, really? Why don't you just say it's a bad day? I know that you have a problem. I'm here to solve your problem. You know why? Because that's my job.
Right.
Yeah.
But people still choose to be rude.
Yeah, people just choose to be rude.
Even though somebody want to help them.
Yeah, I mean, I would sound like a nationalist, but there are just few countries who are extra rude, man.
I remember one of the time when I was also pissed, but I wrote to the customer support. I said, I totally understand that this is not your responsibility. You are here because you are the window for the company.
Yeah, you're the bridge.
Yeah, you're the bridge. But I feel very disappointed. I use the word disappointed about what your company didn't
that's soft
met my satisfaction. No, but I want to address that because I know customer support is still a person. It's not a bot.
Yeah, it's a person.
If it's a bot, I actually try to have a complaint the customer support to the bot. I write a bunch of stupid shit, and the bot was just like, probably bot is more professional because they can understand it. It's just like, so can you repeat the question again?
Yeah.
You don't take it personally.
Well, I mean, people get pissed off, but there were some also bad agents, man.
Oh, really?
What
was the stories?
Well, we had an agent who actually used Translate to communicate.
Okay.
So when I went to my job interview, I had a manager call me, Teams, Microsoft Teams, I think that's the app. And I had a call, and then he would test my English out. We would talk, I would write and stuff like that. I was tested. And then you have this person, and you can see that Translate did some job there because it's really bad. They had bad understanding of the user. And you want to keep the conversation as short as possible and with as much as solutions possible. You want always to reassure them it's going to be solved. You always want to offer secondary solutions. You always want to give them knowledge-based articles so they can read and see about their problem, so they can prevent it in future. You just, you want to
be like a package.
Yeah, like a package. Every email is just like one fine package, And many people were appreciative of that. For me as an agent, I scored, I was like 999 because, basically they had our profile there. when they open up, it's like a football player card. You know when you play FIFA and you can see attack, defense,
Selected,
the stats, literally like that. It was crazy because you would be monitored. Like your cases after you finish it, anyone can open and see it. You know, there's nothing to hide there. So we would have grades and stuff like that. And from users, I would usually have this score of like 90% of satisfaction. So, you know, sometimes it's not even your fault. You did everything correctly, everything you could have done, but he was just an asshole and give you 1 star. You know, and
inevitable, yeah.
Yeah, there are things that are simply inevitable in customer support.
What were the funny stories that you heard back in the days?
This one is a bit dark, but it's funny as fuck. I mean, I'm sorry, people listening. This is dark, but it's funny as fuck. So basically, let's make an example that you made an order. You wanted a wallpaper with 2 horses, and somebody sold you a wallpaper with 2 giraffes, and you say, "Fuck you! This is not what I asked for. Cancel my order." We, of course, come in. We say, we absolutely understand you. We will cancel your order. We will make it right. We will give you a discount coupon. We will say we are sorry, and we will recommend new sellers. And of course, we're here 24/7. So this guy came about and he said, "I'm disappointed. I'm not satisfied with my order."
Okay.
And so this girl, she did everything fine and not fine. So she told him, like, "What is wrong with your order?" He says, "This is the order number. I want you to check this thoroughly." So the order was that some witch or some warlock cast a spell on him that he dies, but he woke up alive. So he was really disappointed. And so not in a single second did this girl think to reach out to management, because that is a serious matter. High doses of stress, threats of suicide, anything like that. Of course, you send it to management. It has to be noted and everything. And you give that to higher ups to handle, because it's a delicate matter. But this girl said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna cancel your order, refund you, give you a discount coupon, and offer you 10 new witches and warlocks to cast that spell on you and kill you. We are sorry you had this experience. Whack, enter." And so she would have been fired right away. But she wasn't, only because of the simple fucking fact that the entire management found it so fucking hilarious.
I mean, who the hell ordered this spell? This like
crazy people.
Okay.
We had ones. That was really back in the day, but something grim really happened. So one guy just reached out. He said, "Oh, guys, thank you very much. You are the best. I love your platform. You rock." And, you know, our agent was just acting on instinct. He said, "Well, thank you for the high praise, and we are happy that you're satisfied. You know, that is our aim. However, you are thanking us for what?" And the dude said, "Well, I made a spell order that my boss dies." And he died. And he sent a picture of a guy crashed in his car. That was real shit.
But is that fact or?
Dude, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in that either.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be just trolling, right? Yeah.
It could have been a coincidence.
It couldn't be coincidence.
Crazier things on this planet happened.
Right.
But I saw a woman who spent $21,000, my friend, on spells like, "I'm going to send positive energy to you. I'm going to touch my magical crystals and send positive energy to you. I'm going to make your life better. I'm going to do Woozy and Wagazi." Like, really?
Woozy Wagazi.
Really? She spent $21,000 on that.
That was crazy.
Dude. That $21,000, you can start a small company and generate money with that much money.
They order a positive spell.
Yeah. "I'm going to make you feel better. I'm going to make your love come back to you in your life." I don't know. And you know what's the proof of completion? They just take a picture of some crystals, leaves, and candles and like, abracadabra.
Yeah.
Abracadabra.
Harry Potter moment.
that I was like, I should do this shit too, just like make some shamanistic clothing, paint myself, let my hair and beard go, and just,
Yeah, I definitely does. I feel like freelancer it's also a great start, right? Like it's a great start for some people that they have some skills they want to like test the water.
Yeah.
If they,
Test their skill, man.
Test your skills, right? But on the other side, a lot of the time, we are being strained by either the customers who have like unacceptable demand, or the unreasonable demand,
yeah,
or
most
the
certainly
platform is like trying to rig you as well.
Well,
that's
yeah.
also
Well, from my perspective, also what I've seen is many people would just get into trouble because they were sloppy. So the sellers, so freelancers, they would get into trouble because they were sloppy. And we have strict guidelines. I mean, I am not allowed to say what company was it and which freelance platform and everything. I'm not allowed to do that, and I will not. So, but there are always guidelines. If this happens, this, and then if this doesn't work, go this, do this. You need to check what did he write in the order. So what did he say he will do? And what did this guy ask him to do? Does that match? If that matches, you see the order. Because sometimes it can really be canceled because of poor quality. A $3 order barely gets canceled for being poor quality. But if you order something worth of $600, $1,000, people order packaging for their, let's say, a fast food restaurant. I've seen people do bloody magic with that. I was so surprised that there's so much creative people, really good and professional at their work. I've seen artists doing sketches, so many things, architects, buildings. I've
even
seen
video editing as well.
Video editing, reels, whatever. Really, really good professionals. But then even those biggest professionals screw it up when they do, I don't know, a $30 order or $50 order. And then they make the mistake. And if the order gets canceled, their profile gets a subtle kick in the ass, meaning that algorithm starts playing against them a bit. Because I've seen people who had orders, and all of a sudden, bam, nothing. So last month, he had 40 orders. This month, nothing. Just stopped.
It sucks, right?
That really sucks, because to be judged so radically for one mistake, but no one of us knew like what's the deal with that algorithm.
Right. It's like a big question no one could answer. It's the same as a creator or as a artist whatsoever. First of all, it's really hard to balance between your creativity, your art side versus the business side, because you kind of have to balance them both. And the second thing is like, for example, like this algorithm on YouTube, on social media, or on the platform whatsoever, it's more like, I don't even know how I ended up here. And then you are just like the rat on the wheel, trying to make a living. But meanwhile,
fighting, struggling.
You're struggling as well, right? People will always say is that, oh, it's like the algorithm. Oh, it's like I got shadow banned, you know?
Yeah, shadow ban, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I that was the only time I got personal with a user. So I was really feeling bad. He did some designs, some logo designs and things like that. It was okay. It was not bad quality or anything.
It was all right, yeah.
Yeah, but it seems the algorithm just put him in a low quality bucket. You can see when you just check his stuff, information. And I knew he's not going to get any more orders. I just knew. It's like you have to tell somebody he's going to die.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it feels like that. And he was so sad and desperate and everything. And he told me, like, thank you for all of your information. I see that you really care much and you really checked everything and that everything is okay and stuff like that. But I just don't know what to do with myself now. I'm feeling really sad. And this is such a challenge for me. And I said, well, remember that the hottest flames will make the hardest steel. You know, I wish you all the best. I wish that you get better and that your stuff gets better and you improve like a professional and a freelancer on our platform. That's the only time I went I took the step that I shouldn't have taken, because you do not get to be personal with a
Right,
user.
exactly.
But I was really feeling bad for the guy, because that just reminded me of my YouTube stuff,
I know.
That kind of hit me, I was really doing my best,
But it just didn't work.
I gave it all, and it just didn't work.
Well, I mean, right now creating content started to become like a real business. It's just like before it was all about passion, it was all about enthusiastic.
I mean, it's business in the last,
since YouTube created and become like a momentum, and it's a business. Because YouTube want people to stay on the platform. And then so they encourage people to keep creating more content, but if your content sucks, then they're gonna not push it. So they're gonna keep encourage this.
Yeah, but it's also tricky with copyrights and things like that. Random copyright holders can, attack you for most random stuff. Like you can have a clapping noise in the back of your video, and they will accuse you, no, that's not your sound. That's actually my sound. That happens with my friend who has like 200,000 subscribers. He gets those kind of accusations, and so if you agree with them, then they take all the benefits of your videos because you're using their material. It really became tricky. It really is a big business. YouTube is a big business.
It's not just YouTube, like even Instagram Reels, TikTok, all these platforms, right? And so right now, I feel
think
like
TikTok rips you off too much. I don't know how much do they earn. I think TikTok at least takes 50%.
The last time I checked, I think like they pay you $1 per watch in 3 minutes long video, because they want to compete with YouTube. Right now they want to compete with, and YouTube is like start to create short, and they want to compete with TikTok. Everybody's like trying to take the market.
They're gonna lose with shorts. I don't think shorts can. You're on YouTube to watch something in horizontal mode. That's our generation, but new generation, it's different. Yeah, I guess.
It's like they grew up with like short phones and everything's like internet
They
connected.
grew up with bloody tablets, mate.
Yeah.
When I first saw a tablet, I was like confused hooga booga, man. I was like, what the hell? It has all of the internals in there? Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's just a tool for them now.
So, not going back to your content creation business?
Well, maybe one day.
Yeah. But I heard that
love it.
You're going to go to Canada.
Might happen.
It might happen?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Well, plan is to do something IT related, because everything is needed there. I would like to be a camera guy, do work with cameras, with lights, and I don't know, I would like to edit. It wouldn't be such a bad thing. I would like to edit, or I would like to do gaming PCs, man, assembly. Oh my God, I would like to repair it and stuff like that, because that has been my childhood. Like,
but why Canada? I'm just curious, because you have been trying to...
Because Canada has snow until May. I'm allergic to bees, so fuck those flying terrorists. And you can own guns and go to a gun range. Yeah, they have a nice standard of living, but you have to work there, but it's a nice standard of living. What else? Well, you can drive big ass cars, except you can't drive fast. That's really depressive for me, because there is ice all the time. Hopefully they got some tracks, like pro tracks. I can go mad, maybe crash, I don't know.
But the Canada is also very supported in this like content creation, creativity industry.
Why not?
I mean, big cities though, just saying.
Well,
not in all Canada.
Well, generally in America, like good ideas are supported.
Right.
Interesting. They're really open to new ideas and new things. They really think about like, hey, this could be a new thing, This could
new
be
possibilities.
The new possibility, In Serbia, people for many years thought he's a YouTuber. Oh, you mean that bullshit? They weren't even aware that you can have 4, 5, 6, and 20 Serbian salaries in 1 month for doing YouTube. People weren't aware of that.
The thing is like kids, funny playground, right?
Yeah.
And then you see right now a lot of content are pros, like they are pro content. They are literally film production level of content created on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So working in content creation can be fun. Like imagine me working for some YouTuber, just being the camera guy. Number two, you can always suggest some ideas and stuff like that. You know,
and you get to learn, and you get to
learn. You get to develop new gear, new tech, new ways, new ideas, new angles, everything, man.
And most important is that everybody is their unique story. Like, you know, if you don't know how to tell stories, you can learn somebody and then start to try with own your stuff, because their story is not going to be the same like the way you want to tell it, or their story is not going to be different.
Yeah, you can just have your own unique style and tell a story through it,
and find like,
and maybe it becomes a thing even.
Yeah, not become a thing. Like, you have to know who you are talking to, because a lot of the time people are blindly chasing what's trendy. Oh, you gotta do this and that, you gotta upload at this timing so it can be exploded, you gotta go viral. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I feel like it's that passion in try to keep it consistent to build relationship with your audience, just like your community, right?
I had 25 people and they still love me.
It's all about beautiful. Building the community.
Yeah.
And when you starting to build up momentum, then you have to keep like develop, and then you can make it as a.
And you just need to go even harder, faster. You know, just.
Then it really becomes a business.
Yeah, it's like a turbocharger. You know, the faster it spins, the madness becomes bigger. You just need to chase even more. You know.
And then if you are in Canada, why don't you want to try on this direction? Maybe.
Like I told you, IT stuff, cameraman, editor, something. You know, but that's a country where that is, you know, quite much more common than here. I don't think people here are mad about that stuff. You know, content creation. I'm not sure how big Germany is on this.
What I want to say is like there's no the GDPR is one first thing, and the second thing is that people just don't like cameras on the street.
Yeah.
My stories is like one time I was filming my own content, and then I was filming the first McDonald's here in Munich.
Yeah.
Because McDonald's here, they have like a sign that says that this is the first McDonald's in Munich, 1951 or something. And it's 71, you could be right. I was filming there, and then after like 2-3 minutes, and then there's like a McDonald's staff walk across the street to where I am and say, what are you taking photos? Because there are people complaining that you're taking photos. I say, I'm taking photo about McDonald's. Like, it's the first McDonald's. And they say because they think I'm taking photos of random dude on the street, and they are just like, I'm violated their privacy, or they just say it's like,
yeah.
But you know, in fact, in laws, I could be wrong. I should fact check saying this, but as far as I know from my German friends, he said this: only if you are filming one person only in a shot, and you're gonna upload on social media, then you don't get his permission, or you don't get his
he can put a lawsuit on you.
Then he could put also. But in general, if you're just walking on the street and it's like 3,000 people on the shot, you don't have specific person's face targeted.
There is no one in specific.
But you see, like, it's not just like one person in McDonald's, it's like a bunch of them. There are so many people.
Still they had
people still complain.
Oh man, that also, I hate that also, because sometimes I just wish to, you know, make a few swoops with a camera in a city. I'm not record. I mean, you know, but that's their mentality. You know.
Yeah.
Somebody said, hey, you know, okay. I said, no, just
people just like, no, you cannot film here. I say, why?
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
And then that's the reason that's also a good thing that you pretending not to speak German. It's just like.
Nani.
Even though Nani, even you understand them and you know what they're complaining, you just like pretend it. I was doing this hyperlapse video. I was like taking my photos.
Oh yeah, that gives them a lot of chances to stand by. Like, hey, you know what? You're recording here for minutes.
And I was standing in the middle of the road. You know, like there's like this like cross line, yellow double cross line. You cannot cross.
And you stood there.
And I stood there taking photos.
That's a bad idea.
But it was at night. And there was an event, so the street was clear. At least, right? You know, like nobody should give a shit. But when I'm taking photos, like I feel like I'm like a fucking weirdo. Everybody's just looking at me like I'm a fucking weirdo, but I just don't give a F. But I don't know, if you are in Asia or if you go to US, I feel like people are very common with it. Like when you see people sit down, they start like streaming with their phones. Like, hey guys, how's your day? You'll be like,
Yeah, even in
they're doing their business.
In Serbia, nobody cares. Like, what you gonna do with my picture? What? Sell it on Pornhub? Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Like, what you gonna do with me? What?
So the openness here, not saying they are not open, just that they are not used to.
Yeah, but they're not used to, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just strange, right? And then
It's like you can only see that in tourist places, like people with the
like
selfie stick.
Marienplatz, Stachus, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, but it's still stupid, you know. Just want to make nice content. You can represent this city in such beautiful way. Those crowded streets, those lights, the architecture. There's so many things you can make videos of and pan around and just represent it. But no, there is gonna be some guy, I don't
There's
know,
gonna be
named
like, you
Maximilian.
need to- yeah.
He's like, Entschuldigung, but you should not record here.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, fuck you, Max.
Even though like they know that it's not a big deal, right? But like
But they make a big deal out of it.
They make a big deal
Yeah,
out
they
of
just
it.
decide to
They
be
just
Karen
try to
about
pick
it.
a fight, you know.
They
like,
just be Karens about it.
yeah, Karen.
What's wrong with you, dude? Never seen a camera? And then I come from a third world country. Jesus.
And I think that would make it even worse because like since that we are not like local people, doesn't look like local people, unfortunately, even though we try to integrate it, and then you will be like, hey, what are you doing? You know, like the last time I was like being judged when I was with my family here, we were taking photos of Mercedes Museum.
What's wrong at museum?
I mean, it's a public places. And
it's a public place. It's a museum.
And then the security just come over and think that we these tourists and say, hey, kind photo machen. I was like, wait, what?
What do you mean? But you were in a museum.
Outside of museum, even outside of museum, not even inside the museum. So I was taking photos.
Was there a sign?
No, even their staff says, yeah, you can take photos here, no worries.
And then who came
And
there?
then security just comes and you cannot. So I was like,
I would say,
It's like a
you and
fucking-
those guys, you see.
this is
which it.
metaverse, man. It's like from the same company. The staff say you can, security say I cannot.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh man.
So, you know, it's a challenging, but
I mean, it's like you tried to take a picture of, I don't know, a hidden nuclear bomb or something.
I know, right?
Dude, it's just a picture.
it's just
I'm not
big-
gonna bite.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off, because it's just nice. Go around and create some content and just fun.
Yeah, that's also one of the fact that I realized that why people watch streaming, because you don't know how many people who are unable to travel or they stuck their own place, whether it's monetary problem or whether it's like physical problem.
Yeah.
Some people just can't, and
maybe
they
it's
will
a
be
health issue.
appreciated. Some people will just be there be their eyes to see the world, right?
Yeah, their legs and eyes and ears, man.
Yeah, and that's just like how possibilities the technology can bring us. But on the other side, we just see grumpy, complaining, say, don't do this, don't do that. If you cannot afford the ticket to here, no, even though I'm able to be here, say, no, you cannot do this. Like, why? I might be renting, but this is my experience.
It's a rather valid rant.
I mean, this is my experience. Like we as a people who have passions.
Oh my god! No, but this with McDonald's, man. If they approached me, and I do look like I steal TVs, so like if they approached me, I said, you should talk to my boss now about these pictures. There is a person here that should not be here soon.
Try to mess around with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my god, that would be so funny. Just scare the hell out of it. But
Well, so you're planning to be in Canada sooner or later if everything goes right.
yeah, it's a big wish.
It's a big wish.
Yeah.
But what will you do if all the plan failed? Will you still gonna do it? Will you still try your best to get to Canada?
Well, I would. I mean, my country sucks. Just recently, there's been a lot of political issues and stuff like that. I don't want to make my family in such a place.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm sorry that my children won't experience those treats that I had, that little city where I was raised. There's a lot of good in it. But sadly, because of bigger picture in life, you have to move, And I don't know, I'd try Germany and then just charge onwards to Canada. I have a friend there and he said anything he can do for me, he will do it for me. You know, he would really do his best, and he really likes me. And it's a bromance, bro. Like,
it's a bromance.
Yeah, it's a bromance. Like, we know each other for now, probably.
I mean, gay marriage is possible.
8-9 years. Yeah, gay marriage is possible. Yeah. Yeah, I hope he sees this. He knows who he is. So yeah, buddy. But no, for real. And then again, it's problematic for them. They probably won't like you because you're from Serbia. We're branded on the whole planet.
No, I think at the end of the day, it's not where you come from. It's like who you really are as a person.
But
we might make stigma all the time.
Yeah, but maybe the border control will not agree with you, Jarvis. Yeah, I just know the logic.
That's just part of the struggles, I guess.
Yeah, part of the struggles. You're just being branded, you know. I mean, look at me. I don't really have the happiest face, but what can I do about it? Like, should I just cut it off? Or should I just be laughing and telling jokes, look like a fucking psychopath on the border crossing? Jesus. I know, it's just hard.
But you have been taking all this, like, uphill fight all the time, right? Through your childhood.
Yeah, all my life it's been an uphill fight. True. Like that.
It's like you always come up with a plan, and then the plan just like fell apart, and then you come up with another plan.
That's a Serbian saying. They say, "The man makes plans and the God laughs."
Yeah,
he's just laughing. He knows what's gonna happen next. So yeah, a shame.
But still, if life without the plan, we're just running autopilot. We just don't know.
Well, sometimes
the directions.
Sometimes you just need autopilot just for a short while, just to, lick your own wounds, man, just to chill out, because sometimes it's just too much.
Oh yeah, recovery time.
Yeah, I mean, you need to recover. You need to give yourself the time. Yeah. You just can't go from a battle to a battle like this.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. I mean, you're made of flesh. You have your own problems.
Everybody has their own problem.
Yeah, I mean.
So I guess like the moral of everything is just, especially we as people who are aiming to try to make our own living or career or future home whatsoever. Yeah. It's like we're constantly on these upward battles.
Yeah.
Dealing with all the people who don't understand, and we're not expecting they don't understand, but we try to seek for some level of possibilities to stay or to make something out of it, right?
Well, we do try, but I mean, I was really pissed off. Oof. I just had so many chances here. Many people promised me that we can try and get a hold of a working visa, and they just don't want to go that extra mile. They just say, fuck you. You work there 3 months illegally, and then I know those stories. People would work 3 months illegally, and then you just say, about that visa? Well, we'll talk in 3 months. And then in 3 months, he's going to call you again to come back for 3 months because you have a visitor visa for 3 months.
For 3 months. It just abuses the travel visas. Yeah.
But God forbid he gets caught by Zoll, he's going to pay a hefty fine. And the person who was working is going to get 5-year ban. So yeah, people are just assholes, man. They just exploit people.
Well, no matter what, at the end of the day, we find our own ways. We cannot just rely on anybody. It's like still gonna be our own responsibility. We take the fight. We make decisions.
Yeah, you may like me. I knew it could be risky to accept this job. I took it. I went. I worked, and there we go.
Right.
3,000 euro minus, but I was kind of ready for that.
Half of the salary is disappeared.
Yeah.
Technically is you work half of the time for free.
Yeah, maybe more.
Which sucks.
Oh yeah, big time. Sucks big time, my friend.
Sucks big times. Well, that was quite a lot of stories on your side, my friend.
I hope it wasn't too much.
No, but I think that captured the essence of how we as an expat, and we try to build something, we try to create something from where we come from, and then we want to just, regardless we're going to stay for one place for the rest of our life or not, but that process is what makes us unique, right? Then
the fight.
Yeah, the fight.
Struggle.
Yeah. It's like that there's going to be 99% of the chances might fail, but you still hold that 1%.
Yeah, because
they think that you're retarded, but
Oh my
still
God.
1%.
Yeah.
People still won lotteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People laughed at me for my streaming.
Yeah.
And still I got money. I bought so much equipment and stuff like that.
Right.
I said, laugh now.
So always, I feel the biggest takeaway for me from your story is always like having these unbeatable beliefs, like just keep going for new stuff, and who knows, you might find your own path, you might get setbacks, but
Yeah, but like you can stop any moment.
Yeah.
You can always stop, but time is going.
yeah,
You can give up, sure, give up, man. I had depressive phases. Like I've been broken so badly, like just a year and a half ago, man. It's been really bad.
right,
Some bad things happened. I crashed my car. Just some legal debt happened that I never had that on the end of my mind that would happen. And then I realized when I put the thing to pen and paper, I realized that I'll be working entire year just for basic expenses because I'll have all of the rest of the money. I would have to go out or get something good and stuff. All of that would go to those things that happened. And I was just so fucking depressed. I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want this. You know, I'm working, I'm doing my best, and I still got nothing. So maybe I should just quit this fucking shit and have nothing, do nothing and have nothing, because either way I don't have nothing. Basically just a plate of food, you know. I ended up on those goddamn things like, you know, to help you sleep and stuff like that. I got hooked, man. It's something like Xanax and silly pills, I call them, man. Then I realized they don't work. Then I increased the dosage, and then I said, oh, this is how it works, you know. And like 40 days passed like mist. And I said, Jesus, like this shit is bad. And then when you stop using that, you have this crash and burn effect. It even gets worse.
yeah,
And then I just said, you know what? I'm going to the temple. I'm going to the gym. I'm just going to start doing something constructively, you know? I'm going to make my food. I'm going to go to gym. And then I'm going to come home and suffer. So let's just make it like that, you know?
it's always like the rebuild cycle.
Yeah. It's just, and then you just implement new things. So, you know, to keep yourself occupied and just don't think about the hell you're in.
Yeah, because if you keep thinking, the problem is not going to solve itself.
You just sink.
Yeah,
You sink.
You sink into it.
But it's okay to have such periods. You
Right,
know?
right,
You're made
right.
of flesh. You're human.
Right. I agree. Especially right now, we are in a lot of the times we are on our own, especially when you're in a foreign country as individuals. It's only yourself. You cannot just whine and cry and complain. You know, at the end of the day, you're going to stand up and finish crying, wipe your tears, and get the back up, right?
Yep.
Be a man.
Be a man. Yeah. Hate your life and die on the job.
Be a man.
Be a man. True.
Well, Ivan, thank you so much for your time being here. A lot of great stories. But before you go, I would like to know what's your 2 cents, because you have been dramatically experiences a lot of this up and downs. And imagine right now you are 80 years old. What do you think you would tell the person you are right now?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know how much smarter do we get through age, wiser, especially wiser. I think the wisdom, the being smart and wise, it's not the same thing, not at all. Because wisdom comes, you know, when we mistake, when we regret the things we've done, and you know, that's wisdom. Wisdom is making a lot of mistakes and a lot of good things and just learning from that. But I don't know how much wiser I would be, but I would just probably give myself a pat on the back and some support, you know, just like, hey, it's gonna be shit, but do your best, you know, like just do your best. Because once you do your best, you know, it's all out of your hands now, because you've done all you can do. And the rest is all, you know, luck and, you know, situations.
Could be luck.
Yeah.
Could be something you cannot control.
Yeah, sometimes things just play out in good for you. You know, it just plays out good for you.
This reminds me like one of my friends that they say, if it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, regardless how much you tried
and pushed and fought and everything, it's not for you.
It might be just not for you.
Just might be.
So a pat on the shoulder.
Yeah, and just
It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, and just push on, man. That's life. Life. It's not always flowers and rainbows and pink skies. It's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ivan, thank you so much for being here.
I'm happy that I've been here.
It's a great time to go through all the stories and the journeys as a content creator, as an actor, as fighters in general for your own destinies in the future. I wish you all the best. If you can make it to the Canada, build the futures you want to be.
Yeah.
So thank you. And I hope you guys have a great time with us in this episode. I'll see you in the next one.